Hey guys, welcome once again to this morning's press conference with Houston Dynamo head coach Ben Olsen ahead of tomorrow night's match in Pachuca at Shell Energy Stadium. Coach, thanks for taking some time. We'll jump straight into questions from Zoom, but just initially from me, if you wouldn't mind, just give us your thoughts on the team going into this third match of the League's Cup and what you have seen on tape from Pachuca.
Well, for us, this match is a opportunity to correct course a little bit and try to get a win at home. And on the other side of that, it's an opportunity for us to continue to look at ourselves and look at a few different things. Because the reality is we're not moving on in the tournament. And when you look at priorities of the game after this one, and this one, they're not the same. And so that's the balance we're taking. But we start with winning home games and trying to go after this with a group that's prepared and ready to work their tails off to get a result. Pachuca is a very organized team, tough to break down. They've been, solid in transition, and so that's an area we've against these Mexican teams. There's some transition moments in the way that they do things, and with the extra numbers and some of the direct play that we faced. It's a good exercise for us to continue to try to deal with some of these great attackers that these teams offer.
I appreciate that. We'll go ahead and jump into questions on Zoom. Guys, if you have questions, please click the raise your hand button. We'll get started with a question from Jair Palacio. Jair, your line should be open. Go ahead, please.
Hi, Coach. Good morning. Before a game, you usually...
Ooh.
Jair, you muted yourself there.
That's a great one to answer without the rest of the question. Before a game, do you usually?
I think he hit the mute button as he was talking.
I don't know what he's going to say.
All right, while we're waiting on him, Coach, you talked about obviously where you guys are in the standings, the reality of the tournament. How does that impact your, without giving away any details, how does that impact your decision on squad selection for tomorrow?
It influences it in a great deal. This is the reality of this tournament. I think you'll see that in some of these games, and it's 3 quick games, and the format itself it's tough to advance. So I think there's probably a lot of teams that are figuring out how to continue to compete and try to win a game, because this is what we do. We want to win games, and certainly teams that are not in the greatest of form as far as results, you want to, again, correct course and build momentum is a little bit more of the term I've been using with our group. Build momentum towards the rest of this season. We have 10 games left. We've had a lot of moving parts and a lot of injuries throughout this year, so now we wanted to use this League's Cup as a time to really solidify kind of our group, who it is, what our best 11 is, see some different partnerships, maybe tweak a few things, and make sure everybody's getting minutes and ready for this stretch that has been a priority from the get-go for the Houston Dynamo. That's what we've said. We want to be in the postseason year after year. We want to be a sustainable playoff team. And right now that's the goal, and that was the goal from the beginning of this year. So it's a balance, and you try to figure that out. But ultimately that doesn't ever really detract, or it shouldn't detract from us going out, competing, and trying to win this game.
Thanks. I see a question coming in from Victor Ariza. Victor, your line should be open. Go ahead.
Coach, Victor Ariza for LeaguesCup.com. Bit of a reunion here with Jimmy Lozano after he came to your club a couple months back for a visit. Just wondering if that makes this a special encounter on a personal level.
Not really necessarily, Victor. I didn't know Jimmy very well before he came here. I know him better now, and certainly have a lot more respect for him. And usually that's the case whenever someone comes for a few days and hangs out. And I think we we certainly welcomed him and his group. I think they. It was nice for them to see our environment and for us to pick their brains. Very rarely, coaches tend to silo, and it can be a little lonely. So when you're out of it and you're bouncing around the clubs, and I give him a lot of credit for looking at different environments and just continued growth, because we always need that. And it's great to see him back in the mix. He's my time with him, a wonderful guy and a really sharp coach. So, looking forward to seeing him and competing against him.
Victor, any additional questions on
You
your
guys are trying to reinforce also for this summer. Has this competition allowed you guys an opportunity to maybe get looks at some players that you might or might not have been interested?
From the other teams or within our own team, Victor?
From the Liga MX side.
Our eyes are always open. This is what we do. We live in the business of scouting other players, but also scouting other players from a coaching standpoint on just preparing for the team. So as you prepare for these teams, you say, hey, this guy's special, or he would fit really well into our structure and what we do. And some of it's dreaming, right? And some of it, of course, is reality. And certainly Asher and Pat are watching the games. So that's always the case in soccer, whether we're playing a team from Malmo in preseason or even a USL team in the Open Cup. Our eyes are always open to making this team better.
I think if there's no names you'd like to share.
Yeah. No, sorry.
Last one for me on this game. Anybody maybe from the youth ranks that have played in some of these games that has impressed you?
On our end. Well, we haven't had many, right? I mean, obviously Pedro, we could speak about his performance. I thought it was good. But he's still young, and there's some things in there that we see that we look forward to. Tim Hanley in particular, our goalkeeper coach, look forward to working with, because he has these other things that you can't teach. He's got great instincts. He's got great feet. He's got a nice bravado about him. And, he's certainly a guy that we're excited about for the future. I've talked about Brooklyn continuing to be a real piece for this team and grow before our eyes, which is really nice to see. We got the D2 kid, Felipe, whether you consider him that or not. Certainly a guy that was brought there and now moving up. Who else? Good. Lawrence is still young and getting back into it. So it's all just reps and minutes and building relationships. And this is just another chance, Victor, for us to, again, grow and see some things out there that we may not have the luxury to see next week against Austin. But trust me, I won't be saying this anymore. This will be my last, figuring out this team type stuff that you'll have to hear me say over the last couple months. I've seen it enough after this game and the next 10 games. I think we're going to have a clearer picture of who we are. I got a lot of faith in this group and optimism that we can put some results together and make this really interesting down the stretch.
That's fine, Spanish or English. I don't have great English, and also Spanish is not so good, but I understand a little.
Oh, perfect, I appreciate it. Just starting off, obviously you played 90 minutes the other night against Mazatlan. What's been your impression of the tournament so far, and what have you guys seen on film from Pachuca that you might expect to see tomorrow night?
Last game was a little difficult for us because we don't find a way to score the goal. We try many times, but they closed the gap, so it was a little difficult, but also we have the ball, we have control of the game sometimes, so I think against Pachuca will be a little bit more harder. They have a great team. Also, we know the city is too humid, so it's difficult to play like that too, so let's try to push our team to do our best next game tomorrow, and let's see if we can surprise Pachuca. I know we came to go to the second part of the league, but now it's a great opportunity for us to be on the field again, to represent the club, to get a win and confidence back. So let's try to do our best tomorrow.
Thank you for that. I do see a question on Zoom from Victor Ariza. Victor, your line should still be open. Go ahead.
It'll be open. Go.
Hi, Junior. For the players, how is playing against Liga MX teams different than playing, your league games? And is there a sense of, it's called pride for the league and trying to represent the league well in these results?
Yeah, I think the Leagues Cup is a little different than MLS. The Mexican team, they keep the ball like more time, like they don't rush, like they have the ball in the back. They make like 10, 15 passing backs, so they don't rush. So I feel like it's a little different than MLS because here we have like counterattacks and then counterattacks, so it's a little different. But I think tomorrow we have to play, like I told before, like trying to do our best because it's important for us to represent the club, to get a win. So let's try tomorrow to make some smile in our face. So it's time to change the way. So let's try to win.
You have a short time here with the club, but there's a bit of a historical rivalry, Houston and Pachuca. Just wondering if that's something that's been talked about in the last couple of days, and if you know anything about that. In this year, the club is celebrating its 20th season.
Yeah, I know it's an important year for us, for the club. Everything is new for me because I'm here like 5 months, but tomorrow we will try to represent the club max as possible. And doesn't matter if I know it's important game against Pachuca, but it doesn't matter which club will come to play against us. I think it's time to win, to represent the fans well. So let's try tomorrow, like I told before, to grab the win and put some smile in the face.
And what's the feeling in the locker room with the players? I know it's a frustrating time for the club, but obviously here's an opportunity to get one last game before you guys return to league play.
Yes, on the locker we try to keep a positive mentality, but of course everybody was sad after the game because against Mazatlan we was like believing the 3 points. So when the game finished, everybody was frustrated because we know we can do better than we did. So it's time to think about Pachuca first, of course, and try to get our first win in the Leagues Cup, and to be like ready and warm to MLS back. So I think it's time like to push each other. So let's try to do that. Start tomorrow.
Okay, and last one from me, Junior. Just Ben talked a little bit about using this game in the tournament to prepare for the stretch run within the league and getting ready for the playoffs. You guys have had some difficult opponents in Leagues Cup. Tigres, Pachuca, Mazatlan, some of the clubs that are at the top of the Liga MX table. How helpful is that for you guys from a preparation standpoint as you get ready for the most important games of the season on the MLS side as well?
I think it's important for us to play against a good teams. Mexican team is always a strong team, so this helps us to be better. I know we have a great team, great talents here. To be honest, individual players, we have many good players here, but sometimes we made some mistake when we as a group. So this is time like to be more close together. We are great friends, but I think we have to show that on the field. So it's it's really good to play against Mexican team because now they push us a little bit. And I think when the MLS come back, we will be a better team. And we can show that against Austin next week.